The best time of year is back at Epcot.
It's food and wine time, baby.
Hey there, Mam Fam. We are back at the most popular festival of the year, and we're taking you with us.
That's right. It's food and wine time here at Epcot, so we are going to be eating our way around the world, trying to find some new favorites, and of course, enjoying some classic faves as well as we share items from every single booth. There are over 30 that we have to get to on our list, so let's get to it. Epcot's International Food and Wine Festival kicked off on August 28th this year and runs all the way to November 22nd. That is a lot of days to indulge in favorite eats and treats around the world. As always, we won't just be sharing the booths, but we'll talk about the entertainment and the merchandise that comes with a festival every year. But before we can get to these booths, we have to pick up something important: our festival passport. You can grab these complimentary at the front of the park, and this is where you're gonna have all of the booth menu items listed. You can bring a pen and fill things out if you wanna mark your favorites. Very important, the Emile's Fromage Montage is in the back. We'll get into that a little bit more. There's a digital version on the app too, but call me old school, I like having the paper one in hand. Now, before we get to the booths, we have to pick up one more important thing.
And that next item is gift cards. Now, as always, we asked you how much you plan to spend at Food and Wine this year, and you told us $125 per person for a total of $250. So that is what we have loaded between these two gift cards. And so now we are officially ready to get this festival started.
As we head to our first booth, I do want to point out that Remy's Ratatouille Hide and Squeak is back, as well as Pluto's Pumpkin Pursuit. These are both scavenger hunts around the park. They are $11.99 each. Discounts do apply. And they are going to take you on a little journey around the park. With Remy, you are going to be searching for Remy, who's got all of his different ingredients for his famous ratatouille dish. And for Pluto, well, you're going to be looking for pumpkins. Once you find all of them and have stuck the stickers in the right spot, bring that completed map back to Gateway Gifts, where we just were at the front of the park, Creation Shop, or Disney Traders as you head into World Showcase, and you will get a prize. This year, the prize for Pluto's is cute little mini cornhole, and the prize for Remy's is a bento box. This is a really fun way to get your kids involved at the festivals, because I know walking around World Showcase eating and drinking isn't always their favorite thing, but this has you and the whole family looking on the quest for these things. There's a family literally in there behind us buying the other one because they did one yesterday and their kids had so much fun.
Our first stop of the festival is Earth Eats, a returning booth where we have picked up the red wine braised beef short rib with goat cheese polenta, puttanesca sauce, shaved pecorino cheese, and petite herbs. All right, let's dig in. Oh, it's absolutely falling apart. Okay, here we are. Yeah, short rib. Absolutely falling apart tender, still so moist. The cheesy polenta, there to break up some of the richness coming from that puttanesca sauce, which is a tomato-based sauce, and the red wine adding a little bit of acidity, plus the pecorino cheese giving you some of that nuttiness. What a way to start off this festival. Wow. You know, as Molly mentioned, we do have 30 booths to go to today, so that means we're gonna have to divide and conquer, which means it's time for our first double booth boogie, where Molly went to Milled and Mold and I went to Bramblewood Bites. Let's talk about what we got.
From Milled and Mold, picked up 2 desserts. This is a new dessert here. These are apple, cinnamon, and caramel mini churros with vanilla bean gelato. So a little churro sundae situation. And then couldn't resist getting my favorite dessert for years at the festival, the freshly baked carrot cake with walnuts and cream cheese icing. That bad boy comes out warm. Can't wait to sink my teeth into that this year. And Alan from Bramblewood Bites picked up the cast iron roasted Brussels sprouts with root vegetables. This has got dried cranberries, spiced pumpkin seeds, and a pumpkin seed vinaigrette. This is a plant-based dish. This is the grilled cider brined pork tenderloin with chili, apple butter, celeriac, apple slaw, and an apple cider gastrique. But Alan, before we eat this delicious food, I have a very important question for you. What kind of whimsical woodland critter was on your booth?
Oh, a jaunty looking fox.
Oh, cute. I had a sweet little bear, so you know I feel good about that. We love bears around here. Both of these booths, as well as I think our next one, are technically part of this area they're calling Harvest Hollow, which they've done this for a few festivals now, where they've transformed this area into a nice like picnic spot with lots of tables, and there's this cute woodlands theme this year with a little play area for the kids. I really enjoy this kind of small addition to the festival. Up first, vegetables for health. Life is all about balance. And I do love Brussels sprouts. That's a big honking one right there.
That is a big sprout.
All right, that was a massive Brussels sprout. I also went in and had a little sweet potato bite. And color me shocked, I actually like the sweet potato bite more. The Brussels sprouts and this whole dish is flavored really well. I like the crunchiness from the pumpkin seed and the little bit of tartness from the craisins on there. There's also a little bit of heat, so it's got a nice balance overall. I do think if you're gonna eat vegetables, which some people find boring, you know, this is a good way to do it. I do think the Brussels sprouts need to be cut up more or like shaved a little bit because the bites are too big. When they're this big, it ends up being a little chewy. So that may not be the case with all of them, but that was the case with the one I had. So I don't know that I'd get this again. And now, also for health, this is carrot cake. That's right, kids. Tell your parents you're eating your vegetables and get carrot cake at the Food and Wine Festival. Look at that. Oh my God, it's so good. It is so good. Every year. I'm so glad it's back. You've got the delicious, warm, autumnal spices like ginger and clove and cinnamon and nutmeg in the cake. The cake itself isn't too sweet. What's sweet is this cream cheese frosting. It's very, very sweet, but there's not a ton actually on the cake, so it's a really good balance. If you like carrot cake, this is a winner every year for me, and will probably end up on my best of the fest yet again.
You know, I didn't get a knife.
Get creative.
So we're just gonna...
Yeah. There you go.
That worked.
That was amazing.
That is delicious. It is so easy to dry out pork in general, but you have a nice char on the exterior. It's still moist, and the apple cider gastrique is a little tart, still has all of those nice flavors coming from that apple cider, but they've been enhanced and concentrated. And the apple celeriac slaw is bright, rich, a little tartness coming from the apple, a great contrast with a little bit of acidity and vinegar to the richness of the pork, and the little bit of sweet tartness from the gastrique. All right, now we're having this, which looks like a whole bowl full of sweet. This is an apple cinnamon churro with vanilla bean gelato and what looks like a fruit compote of some variety here, which was not listed on the menu, but I'm pleased to see. Oh, so sweet. Okay, that's less compote, more apple pie filling.
Oh.
Oh my God, it's so sweet. It's very sweet. Here's the deal, even if you like super sweet things, I'm gonna say, and if you like churros, I'm gonna especially say this. I don't know that I'd get this again. But like churro nuggets, the churro texture is very chewy, gummy. Not at all what I would anticipate from a churro, which is supposed to have that like snap on the outside and be really fluffy on the inside. Unfortunately, this is a miss for me. My favorite part is the super sugary sweet apple pie filling, but that's just because I'm an apple pie guy. This might be for someone. It is not for me.
I know churro sundaes have worked in the past.
Oh, that's why.
What? What have we discovered?
The filling in the churro.
Is that good? Is it more sweet?
It's what's making it a little bit gummy.
It's cloyingly sweet, and then I know people have done churro sundaes in the past, and I do recognize that we had to sit here and film it, but when they handed it to me, the vanilla bean gelato was already pretty melty. I think that takes away from the structural integrity of the churro, and then it makes it soggy, and then plus the filling. I appreciate the vision.
I do.
But
listen, not everything is going to be a winner for us, and this one is just unfortunately not one.
I don't think this one would be a winner for anyone, though. I would not get this.
Seconded. As an update, we went and talked to the cast members who were grilling on stage just outside of Brentwood Bites to see what they were cooking up, and that is where they are fresh grilling the trout.
They also had a big cast iron skillet for the veggies. Also, we saw the tea set for the Jaunty Fox. I
So
quite enjoy him.
jaunty, so
Who do we have now?
jaunty.
I think a squirrel's at this one.
Well, at Forest and Field, let's find out.
All right, we've done it again. Alan went to visit the Squirrel House. I went to Swirled Showcase, and that means it's time for another double booth boogie. There's Alan's version of the dance. Also, I went off budget. I ran off list. You can't sample it yet. We haven't even said what it is yet. From Swirled Showcase, I picked up the liquid nitrogen frozen pumpkin cheesecake mousse, which is featuring Philadelphia brand cream cheese, candied pecans, and a maple caramel sauce. Watching them prepare this is so cool because they put the mousse in liquid nitrogen and then scoop it out, and then like Jason to that lady's head and Jason X, smash it with a hammer.
Yzma, right there, Yzma.
No, but Jason puts a woman's head in liquid nitrogen. No, but she doesn't use liquid nitrogen. This is a very specific reference for the 13 people that have seen Jason X. And then they top it. It's very cool to watch it live. And then I was not going to get this, but then I literally had already paid for this, and then double clutched, and the cast member was like, what? And I was like, I'm thinking about getting a beer, but it wasn't on my list, and he was like, do it. So I told him I was gonna blame Nestor, the cast member, and he laughed. And he was wonderful. He was like, come on, do it. Like, that beer sounds delicious and it's hot. And I was like, you know what, Nestor, you're a bad influence, and I'm easily persuaded. This is a strawberry Belgian white beer, which I love white beers, and strawberries are my favorite fruit. So I feel like we had to try it. We're doing our best.
Pronounce that one.
Pronounce this? Sure, I will do my best. It's Sacciatella? Sacciata? Sicciata? Sicciata? I don't know, someone from the Bears gonna yell at me. This is a new sandwich from Forest and Field. It's got mortadella, prosciutto, sun-dried peppers, arugula, stracciatella cheese, fall squash mostarda, and a pistachio pesto on a warm focaccia. Now, Alan has a pine nut allergy and was able to speak with the cast members who talked to the chef, and they said it would be good to go. So if you have an allergy, always remember you can ask. There's also allergy guides to some of the booths in the app, which you can use. And then we had to pick up a returning favorite, the pumpkin mascarpone ravioli with brown butter vinaigrette, pecorino cheese, pomegranate seeds, and hazelnut praline. This is also our first dish from Emile's Fromage Montage. It is my distinct pleasure to explain the Emile's Fromage Montage to you because I love it so much. It's my favorite of the Epcot crawls. They have one of these at every festival. There are certain food items that are a part of the Fromage Montage. Each one that you get a stamp, and when you've gotten all 5, you get a prize. That's right, you get a prize for eating, and this time you're eating cheese, which is literally my favorite food. This is my dream come true. Now, you don't have to do this all on the same day. You don't have to get 5 different items. You could get 5 of the same item. You can still do Emile's Fromage Montage. So keep those books handy, and let's dig in. That is so good. Oh my God. You've got the naturally sweet pumpkin in there with the mascarpone cheese, and then the deliciously, very distinct brown butter flavor, plus a little crunch on here from the seeds, and then the nuttiness of the pecorino cheese on top. This is a small portion, but honestly, it's very rich, so I don't know that I could eat much more than this anyway. This is a winner. This could be on Best of the Fest. No notes. And as the pumpkin girly, I'm also obviously gonna try this mousse. It's got candied walnuts on there. Yeah, okay. Pumpkin girlies, this is your dream dessert. It is so delicious. It tastes like pumpkin pie almost meets pumpkin butter meets cream cheese. It's not artificially sweet at all like some pumpkin candies. You can taste all those autumnal spices in there again. And then I love the crunch from not only where he's smashed it, but the crunch from the nuts on top. I actually wish there were more nuts because I really like that element to it. I am gonna surprise myself and say I still like the carrot cake more than this, but this is a fantastic, really good portion dessert for the pumpkin girlies.
Now, as retribution for you going off the script here, off the list, we are going to, I'm gonna sample this beer.
That's fine, that's fair, that's fair. That's fair.
All right, that's sweeter than I anticipated it being. It's still refreshing, it's very light, but it tastes a little bit to me like a melted strawberry gelato that has been turned into a beer, because it has like a little bit of wheat flavor on the back end, but I'm mostly getting that strawberry flavor that is just on the edge of being cloyingly sweet. If you are a fan of strawberries and maybe not a fan of beers, this would be a great intro for you, especially if you like drinks on the sweeter side. This looks like a huge portion size, but I think that's because of the size of the bread. So let's get in here. Yeah. The toppings on this sandwich are incredible. I mean, nice, rich prosciutto, it's a little salty. The sun-dried tomato coming in to give you some zip and that umami. And the pesto is light, bright, and herbaceous, breaking up a lot of this richness. And then you have the arugula, which adds a little bit of an earthy flavor to that. So it's a very well-balanced sandwich. And I'm bummed because it is hidden beneath just so much bread. So my only thing would be like, yes, this is a good sandwich, but just know that you can pick some of the bread off or maybe condense it because, wow, it's a lot of bread to chew through to get to the really nice fillings. So either I wish there were more toppings or just less bread. As it stands though, it's not a bad sandwich. The next 2 spots up on our walk are Refreshment Port followed by Canada, and we are not going to be eating at either of those on this trip. Now, Refreshment Port does have a delicious beef poutine we've had in the past, but one, it has a huge portion size and we have a lot more to eat today, and 2, it is expensive. And some of us are trying to stay on a budget.
And it may come as a shock that we're also skipping Canada, but honestly, one, the menu hasn't changed in years. They've got the delicious cheddar cheese soup and pretzel roll, which if you are gonna go to Canada is what I'd recommend getting. They also have their signature filet mignon, which honestly, the last few years hasn't been very good from the booth. It's been excellent every time we've had it from the restaurant, but it's, again, $10, which is very expensive for the portion size, and the last couple years, it just hasn't hit when we've picked it up from the festival booth. So we are gonna breeze on past and make our next stop be the Joffrey's cart. What I will say about Canada is that if you're on the dining plan, you can use your snack credits for food and drinks around the festival. So using it for something expensive like the filet mignon is a great choice.
Oh yeah, big win.
But it's just a lot out of pocket when we want to try new things. And we actually have what I think is a sleeper beef dish to try later on. It started schwitzing outside, so we've taken up residence at this merchandise cart with a nice cast member. But we have the specialty beverage from the Canada Joffrey's cart, the creme brulee cold brew. This has got French roast cold brew with creme caramel syrup, topped with whipped cream and caramel sauce. So that's a pretty simple but fun twist on a classic. Then Joffrey's is making all of our dreams come true because they made a pumpkin espresso teeny, y'all. And this will be available at lots of Joffrey's carts around the parks. This is one of their seasonal treats, and I'm very excited because I've not tried it yet. This is made with their pumpkin creme brulee cold brew, of which is my lifeblood this time of year. The black cold brew is amazing, but they've added pumpkin spice syrup, vanilla syrup, Grey Goose vodka, Bailey's Irish cream, and topped it with pumpkin whipped cream. Make it a single or a double. You know what? We made it a double because why not? Also, I should point out, as Joffrey's #1 fan, they have made me a seasonal flavor ambassador, which is an honor I take very seriously. But because of that, they've graciously sent us a card to try all of the food and wine drinks, which means we are not counting these in our budget because they were complimentary courtesy of Joffrey, so thank you to them. All right, here we go. Okay. Now, if you don't know, I drink my coffee black. I like the flavored pumpkin coffee, but I don't get anything in it. This is a sweet beverage, but they have somehow made it different from just a caramel beverage. It does taste like creme brulee. It's got that creamy flavor as well. It's a little too sweet for me as someone who doesn't drink sweet things, but if you like a caramel iced coffee, this is a fun twist. And now, the moment I've been waiting for since I read they were adding this. That's lovely. It's a little on the sweeter side. I think their regular espresso martini is less sweet because they added multiple syrups to it, as well as Bailey's, which is also sweet. And then you also have whipped cream, which is melting into it. But it is a delicious pumpkin-y beverage. I love the pumpkin creme brulee cold brew. If I ordered this again, I'd ask them to go light on the syrups. Hold on. I don't even like whipped cream, but that's pumpkin whipped cream. That's delicious. I could shoot that straight in my mouth from the can. So yeah, that's a tasty seasonal treat. From France, we have picked up maybe my most anticipated new item of the year. I'm gonna try to say in French, but I'm really sorry. Brioche aux épices avec une garniture marnée, 3 fromages, which is a spiced brioche bun with 3 cheese mornay filling. And I only have high hopes for this. Don't let me down, bun.
Only high hopes.
Rip it. Wow, that's sexy. I feel as though I love this bun. I would propose marriage to this bun, and this bun and I could live in holy wedded breadimony. First of all, the bun is perfection, which is not surprising. We are in France. It's a delicious buttery brioche bun, and then you've got this Mornay sauce, which is actually where your spice is coming from because it's peppery and delicious. Not hot, I just mean it has spices. So much ooey gooey cheese, and then you've got this cheese melted on the top, which is making it that like crispy, delicious cheese, like when you bake something and then there's some cheese left on the like sheet pan. I mean that complimentary. This is simple deliciousness. I could eat 50 of these.
Welcome back, folks. We have stopped by 2 different locations, which means It's time for another Double Booth Boogie. I went to Belgium and picked up the beer braised beef served with smoked Gouda mashed potatoes. And Molly went to Brazil, where she picked up the pão de queijo. And I'm so sorry if I mispronounced that again, but I'm doing my best. This is Brazilian cheese bread, and also the second item of Emile's Fromage Montage. I am going to be doing the cheese bread. I have been told by Molly that it is hot out of the oven. I can confirm I just tried to touch it. It's very warm.
Don't hurt yourself.
Oh, it's so good. Year after year, this never disappoints. Also, it's gluten-free. Nice crispy crust on the exterior, plenty of gooey cheese on the interior. What else is there to say? It's slightly nutty, very cheesy, and just get it, okay? Unless there's a lactose intolerance issue, in which case, maybe don't do that. But that aside, get it. It's so hot. It's so good. Ow. Ow. Ow.
You can wait.
I
also snuck a bite of the bread. And want to say, I did have to wait like 6-7 minutes for the bread because it's coming fresh out of the oven, which is my friendly reminder to you to pack your patient pants for these festivals. The cast members are literally making this stuff on stage like they were baking this fresh right there. So occasionally you may run into a slight delay while they're making stuff, but worth the wait. But pack those patient pants. Also, Alan mentioned this is gluten-free. People often ask us to do gluten-free content or vegan content or other allergy content. That's not really our vibe because we don't live with those dietary restrictions, so we aren't the best people to provide that information. So I wanted to shout out a couple friends of ours. Gluten-free Disney World, she also has gluten-free Universal. Gina does great content if you don't eat gluten. And then Vegan Disney World, they do great content if you are a plant-based eater, and they will eat around the whole festival, tell you how to modify things to make it plant-based. So check them out if you need either of those dietary help. For now, I'm eating the opposite of plant-based, I guess. Beef and cheesy potatoes.
And gravy.
Oof. This is so good. This is the dish I was hinting at in Canada. I think this is a sleeper beef dish at this festival. It tastes almost like pot roast. It is savory and rich and tasty, tender meat falling apart in your mouth, and then you've got these vegetables on top with the incredible Gouda mashed potatoes. I know that the filet is really popular, but this, again, sleeper hit. I recommend this one, and actually I think the pro of the Double Booth Boogie
Smart, I was just
is
thinking
I
that.
can like do a little of this.
Yes. I would also be remiss while we were standing outside of the Belgium booth to not mention that they do have waffles. Both a berry compote and a chocolate waffle variety. Very tasty, had them in years past, so if you're looking for something sweet, that's a good option.
Continuing our jaunt around the world, and gotta throw a mention to Tangerine Cafe. For some reason, even though this is a quick service restaurant that's open year round with a lot of the same menu items, they call it a festival booth. So I think we should all move to just call it a quick service restaurant. All that to say, we're not headed there this trip. One of the most flavorful dishes, and it's a plant-based dish of the festival, is here. It is the stone bread with the trio of dips. There's a hummus, a tremula, and a zoug dip. They're fantastic. That zoug has some heat to it. A nice shareable dish. So if you are a plant-based eater or you're just looking for something a little bit lighter with tons of flavor, recommended. All right, it's just on repeat right now. The Double Booth Boogie. This time, a natural combination, Greece and Japan. I went to Greece where we picked up the next item on Emile's Fromage Montage, a favorite of mine every year, the griddled cheese with pistachios and honey. As well as I did go off book with this one. I was supposed to get spanakopita, but you know, we're eating a lot and it's the Food and Wine Festival. You gotta try wine. So I was intrigued by this wine flight here because we've got a trio of Greek wines, a dry white, a rosé, and a dry red, which I'm excited to go for. And then over in Japan, Alan picked up the beef Wagyu Don, which is a traditional Japanese rice bowl with American Wagyu beef over steamed white rice with house-made pickles, shredded togarashi pepper, and pickled ginger, as well as the osakana karage, which is a cooking style. It's a Japanese frying style, and this is crispy fried pollock with spicy mayo and a sweet and creamy uzu sauce.
All right, trying the beef. I'm gonna get some rice and beef in one bite, or not. This is so simple. It's very good, fluffy, a little sticky white rice, Wagyu beef that is ground, cooked perfectly. A little bit of like light sesame seasoning, ginger and garlic as well. Not a lot of heat coming from the pepper, mostly just a nice grassy flavor. This is quite literally the definition of simplicity embodied, and it's executed very well. Pickled cucumber is here to add a little bit of freshness and zest to it. Yeah, it's hard to dislike any part of this. This is going on my best of the fest.
I am very excited to try this fish. When we've been to Japan, I've really enjoyed karaage, but it's been chicken, fried chicken, so I'm excited to try it with fish. And also, I don't know if I've ever eaten pollock. The flavor's very good. First of all, the spicy mayonnaise actually has heat, and there's a ton of it on here. I love spicy mayo, so that is my favorite part of the dish. The fish is fine. It's a white fish. There's a little bit fishiness on the back end, but it's not super overly fishy or anything. I do want it to be crispier. It could be partly because it's been sitting here, but also it just doesn't feel like it is as crispy as when I think of karaage. I think of like really good fried chicken with that good crispy, greasy skin. And this honestly more is the texture of a potato. This is not for me. You know what is for me? Cheese. I didn't get a knife.
Just take a bite out of it.
I'm gonna make a bold claim. I'm pretty sure if you were to cut me open, cheese would spill out instead of blood. That was nicer in my head.
What the?
Alan hated that. I'm pretty sure my veins are just flowing with a river of cheddar. But I understand not everyone can or wants to eat as much cheese as I do. I think this is the bravest thing I'm gonna say. If you eat one cheese-based dish at this festival, this is the one. It is this nutty cheese, very reminiscent of manchego, because I believe it's a goat or a sheep, so it's not as creamy. It's really got that nuttiness to it, topped with the sweetness of the honey to balance it. Topped with the sweetness of the honey and then the crunch from not only the griddle part, which is again like that nice like you burn cheese complimentary, and then it's the pistachios. Like this is a 10 out of 10 every year. If you like cheese, you must. I insist.
With Molly going off book again?
We all win because now we get to drink wine.
That's true. When we say that, we mean Molly and I literally sit down and spend hours discussing and looking at these menus, especially right after we have them launch.
We look at the menus, and then we go to Wikiblog, who we love, to see their pictures of the prices. And we budget it all out, and then I do what everyone does at Disney. If you've done this at Disney, let me know in the comments. You break the budget.
For sure. I'm trying the
red.
Yeah, the Kiriyani Nausa Zinamavro. I'm sorry, dry red. This is terrible pronunciation. I'm sorry, all of Greece.
This is a white. Cheers.
Boom.
You know what? I don't normally go for a white wine because they're often sweet. Like a lot of people like a sweeter wine like a Riesling. I am not that person. I'm much more of a red drinker. But this is quite nice. It's very dry. It's from the Milonas winery. It's nice.
Red wine is incredible, as the name would suggest, very dry on the palate. But prior to it has like a super fruity taste, like jammy, almost like a compote. Really, really tasty.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. The rosé, crisp, light, dry, super light on the palate.
Also not sweet.
No, a little like strawberry.
I think all these together is maybe a glass of wine, a small glass of wine. But it's nice. It's nice to try multiple things. You can get a bigger pour of any of them, but I like a flight.
And as we move from Japan into the American Adventure Pavilion, we pass by the lair of my nemesis, the funnel cakes. This year, the featured flavor is huckleberry. Now, I've had a number of you funnel cake defenders come to the aid of the fried dough batter abomination that is funnel cake, and I'm here to tell you, I'm not insulting you. I simply don't like your favorite treat, which means I'm doing you a service. More of it for you. But I shall, for now until eternity, rage against this piece of oily dough as it is splattered upon your platter. But if you want a huckleberry one, you can get it right here.
For the record, I'm pretty neutral about funnel cake. If they ever bring a savory one back, I will make us try it at a festival. One year they did a street corn funnel cake, and it was actually fantastic. So funnel cake eaters, eat your funnel cake. I hope it's delicious. But it shan't be us until they bring savory back. Now right here in the American Adventure Pavilion, there is the American Gardens Theater, which is home to one of the best parts of Food and Wine, which is the Eat to the Beat concert series. They have free concerts every night throughout the festival with once popular and still popular in our hearts bands such as Hanson, Joey Fatone and Friends, Sugar Ray, The Fray, And my personal favorite, Boys to Men. So if you were a hot hit in the 90s, hey, this is where you end up. And honestly, that would be a dream. But these concerts happen 3 times nightly, and again, they are included with your admission. However, some of them are very, very popular. The lines go back very long, and they will fill up. So if you want to see a popular performer, like again, Hanson, Boys to Men, you are going to want to get here early. Or you can do an Eat to the Beat dining package. At pretty much every table service restaurant around the park, you can do a dining reservation, which will then allow you to enjoy your meal, an entree, a dessert, and a beverage, which can be alcoholic, and then they'll give you a voucher to have reserved seating for the show. The cheapest of these options is $56 at either the Crêperie in Paris or Spice Road Table in Morocco. Also, they can be used with the dining plan, which is a very good deal, especially if you go to some of the more expensive restaurants. There is also a same-day dining package available at Regal Eagle Smokehouse here in the American Adventure Pavilion. That is first come, first serve. Some of these artists are so popular, they book up with the sit-down, and then they won't even offer it at Regal Eagle. A lot of these performers, they're going to run out of the vouchers before the end of the day. But let me know who you'd be excited to see down in the comments. Now back to eating.
And here we have the influencer. She's making her way around the corner, carrying with her a great host of items. Together she shall move forward in an attempt to not be distracted by the other wildlife, most particularly her hated enemy, the bird. This poultry is something that has long plagued the influencer, but with great success she has navigated and found her way to the table. There she will set down her heavy load. In it, 2 sandwiches of some variety and beer. Amazing. What a wonderful execution. Flawless, some might say. Here she is, basking in the glow of her own success. Oh, and the fabled hair toss. Oh, a double toss. One only normally executed by one Galinda. Well done.
We do have quite the haul from Flavors of America. First up is the Gulf Coast style seafood roll with warm water lobster, rock shrimp, lobster bisque, and sherry creme fraiche on a toasted brioche bun. And you've got a side of butter there, which, you know, I'm a big fan of a side of melted butter. Next up we have the New England slider, this slow braised beef pot roast with spicy giardiniera, horseradish cream, and crispy fried onions on a potato roll. I want to be clear here. I was going to call it giardiniera, which I know is probably wrong, but Molly said, and I quote, "Throw some spice on it." So I tried.
I think I said throw some stank on it.
All right, I'm so sorry.
You have to say giardiniera, so it sounds better.
Okay, we also got the beer flight. This is the Playa Linda Brewing Company Pumpkin Cheesecake Blonde Stout, the Von Trapp Brewing Natur Helles Lager, and the Harpoon Brewery Flannel Friday Hoppy Amber Ale.
All right, I'm hoping this seafood dish is better than the last one I had. Look at that. We got to get the butter. You got to go for your lobster roll because you packed your car in the yard. How's that? Like you're
Sounds
from
like
New York. You need to say yard. Yep. That's nice. Alan took it. That's pretty good. Now, we recently, earlier this summer, went to Massachusetts. We went to Edgertown.
We heard you.
We heard you. All the comments yelling at us for calling it Edgerton. We're sorry.
We were making a joke. It was a bit.
It's just my best attempt at an accent. It's not going great. But we had, of course, like the best lobster rolls you're ever going to have in your life. So it's not fair to compare it to that. But it is pretty darn good. I love the griddled buttery bread. And then, of course, who doesn't want the extra butter to dip in there? The lobster is that naturally sweet flavor. I'm not tasting a ton of the shrimp, but I am tasting that sherry cream sauce on top, which is nice and kind of lighter than I expected, but adding in some rich depth of that lobster flavor. If I had one note, I do think it's a pretty good portion for the price. It is lobster, after all. I wish there was a little bit more lobster to fill out this delicious buttery roll, but overall, if you're a seafood lover, this is pretty good.
There is a jus that I am intended to dip this into. That was unsuccessful. So we're gonna eat a dry bite and then dip it in after that. Do a dunk. Flavors from America is kicking it out of the park. But most of the time, when you have pot roast, I worry it gets a very distinct flavor after it's cooked for a long period of time. where it's almost like taking on the flavor of the vessel it's being cooked in. And I'm super aware of it that it's pot roast. This doesn't have that. It's very savory. You can taste a lot of the flavorings on the exterior that's sort of been seared into the meat. But the kicker here is the horseradish crema on top, giving that bright flavor with a little bit of kick. But the giardiniera is such a game changer. Listen, I know I mispronounced it a year ago and probably today, but folks, I'm a big fan of the spicy relish. I want it on more things, on all things maybe. This is a very good sandwich. I would, without hesitation, put both of these on my best of the fest. Sorry, I got to really sort of kneel down here.
It's time to drink beer. I want the pumpkin one. Surprise, surprise.
I will do the amber ale on the other side. Cheers.
Clink. I'm upset.
That's delightful. So, typically I'm not a big fan of amber ales, but that one is actually, it does inspire wearing flannel and sitting by a fireplace.
Or a powdered wig and overthrowing a tyrant.
What?
This is what I imagine our forefathers were drinking when they were under the Liberty Tree, talking about how they were going to stick it to King George. Like, I think this tastes like the beer that they were like had too much of, and they were like, "What if we just threw the tea?" They're like, "Just throw the tea in the lake."
So that is to say, it has a little bit of that
Harbor.
malty amber flavor.
Alexander Hamilton would drink that.
But unlike a lot of amber ales, it does have a little bit of, as the name describes, some hops to it. There's a little bit of hop in the back end.
I'm actually furious at this pumpkin cheesecake beer, and I will never forgive it for what it's done. A pumpkin cheesecake blonde ale should be everything I've ever liked, because pumpkin, cheese, and blonde, that's basically me.
We did learn earlier that you have cheese instead of blood.
Yeah, exactly. But it's too much. First of all, I love blonde ales. They are light and bright, but they have a little more weight than like a lager. And it's a good blonde ale, but it tastes like pumpkin in no way. It mostly tastes like a little bit sweet blonde ale. Normally pumpkin beer, you get those delicious autumnal flavors. Like, that's why I like a pumpkin beer, because it tastes like nutmeg and cinnamon and beer. This does not at all.
Mostly tastes like caramel.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not for me. It's a fine beer, but it's not a pumpkin beer, and I'm mad at it for that reason.
The Von Trapp Brewing Helles Lager is a beer that tastes like beer.
That's my grandpa's favorite thing
It
to
is.
say. Also, yes, those Von Trapps.
Yes, those Von Trapps. Very light, crisp, refreshing, especially for a
that's
hot
nice.
day.
Yeah, that's a classic beer.
Yeah.
Alan,
Molly?
I don't remember if we did this last year, but we're gonna do it right now.
Okay.
What's your favorite song from The Sound of Music?
Oh, How Do You Solve a Problem Like Maria is
Oh,
really good.
beautiful.
I'm also a fan of Edelweiss.
That's beautiful.
What about you? Climb Every Mountain.
It's
You Are 16. Going on 17?
that's my favorite. Is I am 16, going on 17. But you know which song doesn't get enough love?
Tell me.
The goat song.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm inspired to do when I drink this beer, is sing The Sound of Music.
What about the Goodbye? Goodbye.
I do
So
like the
long,
night song.
Farewell.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Avita, say goodbye. I hate
Let's say it. I'm
to
gonna say it.
go.
I'm gonna say something brave, controversial, so bold. Maybe the boldest take I've ever had on this channel and in
That's
life.
two. That's two that
Are you
you've done
ready?
today. Yeah, tell me.
Sound of Music's pretty good.
Wow.
If
Floored.
I'm here to say it. Say what you will.
Take a stand.
I know.
Win. Crushed it.
Stopped by the Joffrey's cart in the American Adventure and picked up 2 more coffees. This is their French roast cold brew with butterscotch and cookie butter syrups, topped with whipped cream and sea salt caramel. Cheers. As with these, all of these, they're sweeter than I would drink. Please don't take a sip every time I say I don't like sweet things.
Molly, turn around.
Hold on. A character palooza is happening. With, hey Pluto, how are you? Would you like some coffee? Yeah, maybe the captain. Yeah, you need to energize up for all your missions and your villainy.
The shenanigans.
Yeah,
The crew he has to deal
yeah,
with.
yeah. You have a lot of hard, jobs to do. And I gotta tell you, Captain Hook, this may be controversial, but I agree with you. If someone cut off my hand and threw it to a crocodile, I would be mad too. So I think you are, like, I think you're valid in your vengeance.
Well within reason, I would say.
I got you. I got you covered. It was good to see you, Captain.
Have a good journey.
Bye. Okay, well, this is called a character palooza, and sometimes it happens at random. There's no telling when this will happen, and it's very magical that just happened to us. Anyway, what was I saying? Sweeter than I would like, but it does taste like cookie butter. So if you like that flavor profile, give it a whirl. Now this one is a secret. It is a secret menu item for annual pass holders, and it is available at all the World Showcase Joffreys. Hello, Mr. Penguin.
Mr.
I'm
Penguin.
like, I don't know where to go because these characters are here and I don't want to be in their way. But this is available at all the World Showcase Joffreys. So here, Canada, and the one at the entrance to World Showcase. And it is a banana bread latte. So it is an iced latte with banana and hazelnut syrups topped with whipped cream and cinnamon. That's the best one yet, and it's probably because it tastes the most like coffee. It is not too sweet at all. It just has a little hint of that cinnamon and a little hint of, I don't even taste the banana, I taste the hazelnut. That's good.
Okay, next up would be Italy, but you're still in timeout after last year. You know what you did.
I'm still chewing.
Once more, before we stop at any other booths, we are going to join and visit the tiny citizens of Germany here at the train station that runs between Italy and Germany. I do love that for every festival they change the signpost to reflect whatever is the most recent festival that's going on. And more specifically, I'm just vamping so I can try to see if there are any more drunk citizenry here. Oh my goodness. At the...
Is that a child? I think
No, that looks like somebody who's on a break from work. Sitting down and...
Is he tired or has he been having too much of these?
I'm inclined to believe, Molly, that they have been overserved.
Schafferhofer, which for me as an adult person is like drinking juice, but for these tiny citizens,
It's so small. Yeah,
could
it's
kill 'em.
good.
One
good.
sip of Schafferhofer.
Dangerous.
Look at him. Look at him.
Gone.
Wow. All right. Well, that was nice. Auf Wiedersehen.
Auf Wiedersehen, tiny village. See you later, small citizens. We are going to Spain now.
Go check on your friend Hans. He's very, very drunk. Swung by Spain and picked up this trio de pinchos, which in tapas culture, pinchos are like a one bite, almost like smaller than an appetizer, smaller than a tapa, just a one bite little treat. We have a jamón croqueta, a pan con tomate, and a tortilla española, which I'm excited for all of these. All right, I'm going for a croqueta.
Pan con tomate.
So inside you've got this almost like cream of ham soup texture, like a cream of mushroom or a cream of chicken, but it's got salty ham in it. Very thick, very savory, crunchy little outside. I wish it was a little crunchier, but that may partly be because it's raining and partly because, we're videoing everything. But this is a nice little bite.
Pan con tomate. Delicious tomato, very fresh on the top, good olive oil, and the toasted bread below. I mean, it's just a solid dish. But then again, I'm a big fan of bread with tomato. So this potato dish,
Yeah.
I think it's quite nice, layered. I wish there was more of a sauce.
Yeah, I do too. The potato part is a little bit dry, one note. There's not a ton going on. My favorite of these is definitely the jamón croqueta, although I will say, this is very fun. It's a good little shareable way to get a couple different flavors in one dish. None of it's near as good as Pepe or Jaleo, which is a signature restaurant as well as its counter service accompany restaurant in Disney Springs. So if you're looking for good tapas and good pinchos, they have these things. So I'd go there. But this is fun.
Yeah.
All right, well, we just did another Double Booth Boogie Auf Wiedersehen edition. I went to Germany, Alan went to the Alps, and I'm not the one who went off list this time.
That's true, but also you said last time how the beer disappointed you, so I know you like the rosé, so I just got the frosé for you.
Well, thank you. I do love that.
From Germany, we have picked up the Chicken Nudeln. By the way, I'm so sorry for butchering that pronunciation. This is pasta gratin with ham, onions, and cheese, and is also part of Emile's Fromage Montage. We also picked up the beer Flight. This is Schafferhofer Berry Line Hefeweizen the Weihenstephaner Fest beer, and another Von Trapp Brewing Oktoberfest Mazen style lager. From the Alps, the warm raclette Swiss cheese and alpine ham with baby potatoes, cornichons, and a baguette. This is also on Emile's Fromage Montage. And, as I mentioned previously, the frozen rosé, also known as the frosé.
Schnickenudeln. This is another of my favorites every year. I mean, look at that. It's just baked macaroni and cheese. What I'm trying to tell you is Emile's Fromage Montage is also Molly's best of the fest.
Huh.
It is a very simple dish. If you've got kids, if you've got picky eaters, or you're just someone like me who loves cheese, it's baked macaroni noodles with a little saltiness in there because of the ham, tons of cheese, tons of that baked gooey cheese on top, little zest from the onions, not super overwhelming, not super spicy. This is just comfort food, and it's delicious.
And I'm going to have the warm raclette with alpine ham. Now, you do not have to have the alpine ham. You can just get the cheese if you so wish. Pungent. Now, because we had been filming, the cheese is a little bit harder. It's going to be fresh, very melty and gooey. It's also very pungent cheese. So, this might not be for everyone. If you are more of like a only cheddar, mozzarella, or Swiss enjoyer, and don't like a lot more pungent, strong smelling and tasting cheeses. I've heard people describe this, while I disagree, I have heard people describe this as a sour smell and taste, but for me, it tastes a little bit like a brie cheese and a Swiss cheese had a beautiful baby. Just good. Oh.
Hey, Alan.
Hey, Molly.
When you were a child, did you ever read the book The Stinky Cheese Man?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about right now. A duck.
A duck.
Hello there. Have you read the book A Stinky Cheese Man? No? Okay, bye. We'll talk later.
That is a rejection letter.
She was like, I don't want to read that. Listen, that duck was like, give me your bread or shut up, and you shouldn't feed the birds, but someone just did. And the duck was going for the bread, and one of those white jerks took the bread.
A bird, by the way, not a human, a bird.
White jerks are the worst.
Not wrong. All right, beer time.
Alcohol time. I'm going to start with the frosé.
I'm going to start with, is the Von Trapp it smells like?
Oh, it is so good, Alan. Thank you for getting me this. Sometimes frosé can be really sweet, and this is sweeter than the dry rosé we had in Greece, but it's not overly sweet. It is, now at this point, it's not really frosé anymore. It's just really cold rosé, but it is delicious and it's hitting the spot. If you are a rosé girly, this is a great choice.
The Oktoberfest lager tastes like a very traditional lager. Smooth, has a very, very light caramel wheat notes to it. It is another beer that tastes like beer, but a different flavor of beer because it's not a Pilsner.
This is the Schaffenhofer raspberry lime, right?
Yeah.
Schaffenhofer. Schaffenhofer. I was right the first time. Schaffenhofer beer is very popular in the Germany pavilion for their grapefruit beer, and they have come out with other flavors during the festivals and things. They'll display them. I generally don't like this beer, but we'll try this one. Yeah, the reason I don't like this beer is I don't really count it as beer. I think it's juice because it has like a 2% ABV and it tastes like juice. And I want to drink beer, not juice.
For legal reasons, if your child likes juice, please don't serve
Give
them
them this.
beer.
This is juice.
No, don't do that.
That'll be fine. Honestly, though, jokes aside, it's not for me because I do like fruit beers generally, but some of them, like that one, are way too sweet. Even the strawberry one we had earlier was too sweet for me, and this one tastes in no way of beer and just of juice. But if you are someone who doesn't like beer and likes juice, go for it.
Yeah.
I wish it was limier. It's mostly raspberry.
It is. You know, it's just proof positive that not everything is for everyone, and that's okay. The Festsphere, though, amber, a little toasty, a little caramelly, still refreshing, not super heavy.
This is my best drink of the day, because Alan's right. So far, I had been a little underwhelmed. Maybe I've just been whelmed.
Just a whelm.
I was just whelmed so far with the drinks.
Well, we stopped by Refreshment Outpost for the next item, but there were no tables at which to sit and enjoy. So you know what time it is. A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3. It's trash can table time. It's trash can table time. Ba-ba-da. Skibbity bop boop ba doom ba doom jazz.
It's not a country, but it's kind of a continent pavilion.
From the Refreshment Outpost hosted by Coca-Cola, logged as Outpost inside this book, we picked up the South African cream liqueur chocolate mousse with white chocolate ganache and chocolate-covered popping candy.
I am excited to eat this because I think when they say South African cream liqueur, I think that translates to amarula, which I love, and I think it's tasty, and it's what's in zebra domes. So we're gonna find out.
From the Amarula tree.
The amarula tree and elephants in Africa. Fun fact, we learned this when we were in Africa.
You've been to Africa?
I have, but I am white. Oh my God, Karen, you can't just ask people why they're white. Anyway, we learned... We're good. We learned in Africa that elephants will bang into the tree, knock the fruit out, and eat it so that they get drunk. Oh, it definitely is. It's so good. Try it. It's amarula for sure. Can confirm. This is like a zebra dome and a cake had a baby, because there's this beautiful and delicious rich chocolate cake in here. It's nice and moist. And then you've got this amarula cream right here, which is similar in consistency to like Bailey's, but I think it's better. And then you've got this nice cookie on the bottom, which honestly, I haven't really gotten much of yet because it's been hard to cut through. But I like the crunchies on top too.
The popping candies?
Yeah. As someone who doesn't normally love dessert, and I don't normally go to chocolate, this is great. I would eat this again happily.
Once more, we traveled to 2 booths for a double booth of boogie. Yeehaw!
From India, we have picked up the potato and pea samosas, which have a plant-based coriander lime cream on top. These are a plant-based option, but I would be remiss if I didn't also shout out the incredible chicken tikka masala. That is a really great portion. It was on our Best of the Fest last year, but we wanted to mix it up a little bit. And from China, we picked up the new Beijing Zhejiang noodles. These are made with stir-fried minced beef, cucumber, chili, and carrots in a savory Duban sauce. And from China, oh, hello. Hi. I hope you have a good day. Okay, bye. From China, I would be remiss if I did not say the chicken dumplings are one of my favorites every year, but again, trying new items.
Oh. You know, these are going on my Best of the Fest too. Like, these bang. The samosa exterior, light and crispy, giving way to this beautifully fluffy potato and pea filling. But the star of the show is this sauce that is incredibly flavorful. It's led by very clear like cilantro, citrus, so the lime comes forward. And then you get coriander, cumin, some garam masala. This is an incredibly flavorful dish, and I would have never known that this was plant-based. So listen, I'm not a plant-based eater, but I am here to tell you if it's flavorful and good. This 100% is that. Please pick this up. Whoa, those are good. I would also say that these do have some spice, some heat to them. So if you are spice averse and you're worried about heat, maybe don't pick these up. They're delicious though.
All right. I'm pretty impressed with this portion size, I'm not gonna lie. First of all, the noodles themselves are cooked perfectly. They are like lo mein noodles, super like not overcooked, but not al dente. Like they are like perfectly done. Then you've got this beef in here, which is nice ground beef. I'm gonna try the beef on its own. Savory, which is how Disney described this sauce, is absolutely the right word because it just tastes like meat. Some like sesame and maybe soy sauce for a little saltiness. I personally would like this to be spicy because I'm a spicy food lover. I wish there was heat to this, some peppers in there. There is a nice little crunch and breakup with having these vegetables, but overall this is a very simple, very delicious dish, very shareable. China always crushes. China and Italy are opposites in that I don't really love the food in the China pavilion, but the festivals always crush, and Italy has great food in the pavilion, but is never good at festivals. So I don't know what's going on there, but these are fantastic. Looks like we're in for another summer shower, so we popped into the Odyssey building right here near Mexico, which during Food and Wine for the last few years has been turned into Muppet Lab's Brew Wing Lab, where they've got wacky flavors of drinks and eats, and it's themed in here to Beaker and Dr. Bunsen Honeydew doing their experiments. So it's always fun to look around in here, even if you're not going to get food. We even kicked it up a little bit this year and added some of these displays, where here you've got some of their experiments and findings on the board here. I do like that we've volcanoes mentioned, and they're talking about their shopping list: mouth-puckering pickles, spicy Carolina Reapers, ice cream, etc. Current experiments. There's your menu for the festival this year. This over here, it looks like we're doing some kind of testing on a cabbage. Seems legit. I'm not here to question the Muppets. Got their big camera. The Muppets are just a jolly good... There's Dr. Bunsen Honeydew's glasses. I just love the Muppets so much. They are such joy, and I do love when Disney embraces the fact that they own the Muppet franchise. Look, they've been throwing wings at the board. What's not to love? They've also added some interactive area in here for the kids. They've got like a rubber chicken throwing game, as well as looks like some stickers and stuff. So that's a really nice little add-on. But best of all, the Muppets themselves make an appearance. Well, on a TV, you can see Dr. Bunsen Honeydew and Beaker show up, and that's always a delight.
All right, here at the Brew Wing Lab, home of many Muppets shenanigans, we have picked up the brand new Korean barbecue wings. Last year we did try the incredibly spicy but still flavorful wings, and the pickle milkshake, which is something Molly enjoyed and has picked up a sticker for, and I still have nightmares about. We also picked up the fried pickles and beer flight. A fried pickle spear with dill ranch. Deer.
Imagine.
I think one of the biggest differences is they're more heavily breaded this year. So I wish it was like, it's a nitpicky thing, but I wish there was less breading used on this that allowed it to still maintain a crunch. Because with this amount of breading, you see the separation between the pickle and the bread? It's because it's moist in there, folks. So it causes the detachment. But I'm never going to be mad about a fried pickle. In general, they're very good. And this dill ranch is very dilly, and I'm a fan of that. If you don't like dill, don't have the ranch.
What's your dill? There's a joke there. What's your dill?
What's your dill? You don't like dill?
All right, these have a gochujang barbecue sauce and sesame seeds. They're very saucy. Probably have sauce all over my face. I am a little bummed because while the flavor is very good, the barbecue sauce is lightly sweet and has a slight bit of heat because of the gochujang, which I love that flavor. The wings themselves are pretty dry, so that could just be this batch. In years past when we've gotten the wings, I did not have that same thought, but this batch of wings is a little dry, but the flavor is very, very good, so maybe still worth a shot if you're craving wings. Hello.
Hello.
We're back with our super flattering drink angle. We don't want to annoy other people, so this is what we're doing. We're crouching in the corner. And they had a good-looking cider flight too, but budgets, obviously. So we're just trying the beer flight, which has a
Crooked Can Raspberry Blanc Wheat Beer, Tropical Session IPA, and the Nova Super Stellar IPA, which I doesn't sound like a normal classification of IPA to me.
I'm excited to try all three of these. These sound very good. I'll start with the raspberry wheat beer, which shout out to Crooked Can. That's a local brewery. We love to see it.
Super stellar. Bah. Whoa.
This is what I wanted from that beer I went off budget for. This is a wheat beer with just a hint of raspberry, so it still tastes mostly like beer. It's just got a light fruitiness to it. This is the best beer I've had today.
Until you have the second one, the Tropical Session IPA. All right. The Camper Juice Nova Super Stellar IPA is very juicy, very hazy. It feels like a stronger version of the Isla Nublar.
Ooh.
But that tastes like Isla Nubar's brother.
This is the best beer I've had today.
Very tropical, kind of like mango pineapple vibes, but still like that juicy IPA flavor, the hops coming through. Phenomenal. Now what about that?
I agree with your assessment. This tastes a lot like the one that we often get, the Voodoo Ranger
Yeah.
IPA that we often get in Avengers Campus. Wow, all three of those are great.
This is the best beer flight by far. This goes on my best of the fest.
We started kind of whelmed by the drinks, and
Dare I say under?
I was underwhelmed by the pumpkin beer for sure, but these three are all great. I would get a full size of any of these.
Yeah.
This is a phenomenal beer flight, but here's the hard part. Rank them.
Okay, fine. Tropical Session number 1. Number 2, we have the Nova, and number 3, the Raspberry Blanc White.
I think I would go 1 Tropical Session, 2 Raspberry, 3 Nova, but honestly, if you're a beer drinker, this is a fantastic showing.
Yeah. Whoa.
Alan,
Molly.
I know that we know what our Muppet doppelganger is. Yours is Kermit.
Yeah, hey you. Oh,
Hey
wow.
there.
Oh,
And,
hey there.
and
Oh.
mine is obviously this piggy.
Yes,
But what Muppet would you want to hang out with?
Kermit.
Oh, you want to hang out with yourself?
No, Kermit.
It was a real piggy thing to say. I want to hang out with Gonzo and
Yeah,
Rizzo.
I'd say Gonzo and Rizzo would be my next two choices.
Think of how silly.
And they were down, waiting for Mr. Scrooge.
Think of the shenanigans you'd get into with those two.
Listen, if Jim from from Muppet Treasure Island
Yeah.
is any indication, we'd have a great time.
I want to be the one. I would dream to be in a Muppet film and be the
one
human.
person. Yes.
Okay, here's the question. I gotta put this down.
Yeah.
While we drink our beer, we must discuss this. But my arm's getting tired. Okay. You can give one movie the Muppet Christmas Carol treatment, meaning all Muppets, one human. What movie and who's the human?
Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
The one human is Aragorn.
And is it Viggo Mortensen
Viggo
reprising
Mortensen
his role? Yeah,
reprising
that's
his
the
role.
only answer. Okay. I think that Pippin and Mary are Gonzo and Rizzo.
100%. Is
Gimli.
Rolf Gimli?
Yeah, yeah. Piggy's Arwen. She'll love that. She'll love that she gets to mac
Stars
on
like
Viggo
Viggo
Mortensen.
Yeah.
No, that's not a sexy Muppet.
Put in the comments,
Yeah,
help
yeah.
us cast them up in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah,
But
I'm genuinely curious. I will be scouring these comments. I want to know who you think would be cast in the roles for Lord of the Rings.
but my Muppet,
Yeah. Okay, what's your Muppet movie?
my Muppet movie is Jaws.
Who's the one human?
Quint. Yes, Ian Shaw plays his dad. Kermit is Chief Brody.
What?
No, Animal's the shark.
Animal.
Alan, look who it is. From your favorite movie. It's Asha. Alan, you love her movie.
All right, we have gone to both Mexico and Australia, and there was no spot but here to place our food goods. So you know what that is? It is a trash can table time. It's a double booth boogie two pa-pa-da.
Oh,
Waiting
for. If this was a radio song, it would be like trash can table time, dropping a beat, double booth boogie on the track.
And then,
Dale.
and then just because again, Jason Derulo,
Yeah, what's his name?
DJ Khaled.
Yeah, it's just everybody in the booth. And what did we get on this delicious trash can double booth boogie time? So glad you asked. First of all, from Mexico, a fan favorite booth every year, we have got the new tostada. They do these often. This is a tostada de carnitas. It's braised pork atop a fried corn tortilla with chipotle black beans, salsa ranchera, crema mexicana, and queso fresco. Also from Mexico, this absolutely stunningly beautiful drink, the Clarita Margarita, which is made with Cristalano tequila, orange liqueur, and clarified lemon juice. And then it had a little piece of dragon fruit on there, which is what made it so beautiful. Day, mate, we also took a trip down under.
That's a lovely accent you have. New Jersey?
Sorry to anyone from Australia. That more sounds like Lloyd Christmas doing what he thinks is an Austrian accent.
Let's put another shrimp on the barbie.
Hopefully some of you get that reference. Anyway, this is the grilled bushberry spice shrimp skewer, which is made with sweet and sour vegetables and a coconut chili sauce. I should note, Alan, you know it, I know it, and now the Man Fam knows it too. We broke the budget. We popped the budget getting the shrimp, which is early because we do have like 4 more booths to go to, and we had it calculated where we would possibly go over a few dollars depending on how zesty we felt. But we're gonna go over more like, I'm guessing like $30.
Probably.
Oops. But you know what the lesson is? That beer I got wasn't that good.
Even the best laid plans are sometimes thwarted by a sometimes errant desire to taste a beer that probably wasn't that good, but the frosé was.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
that
I regret
balances out the
nothing.
universe.
I regret nothing because we tried it, we learned, and now
Exactly.
you know, man, fam. Now you know. Anyway,
Yeah, we spend our money so you don't have to.
that's true.
I am in need of a fork. I guess I didn't need a.
Yeah, what?
I do need a napkin. Do you have one of those in that pocket? It's pretty good. Grilled fresh, not overcooked. Has a sweet berry flavor to it. Followed by a little bit of the smokiness coming from the grill. There's a light pepper medley. All in all, a very balanced, mild dish. Not super spicy. I think if you are a fan of seafood and particularly shrimp, this is going to be right up your alley. And if you love something fresh grilled, why not give it a try? Yeah.
And Mexico, I love you. I hope this is delicious. It is delicious. Is my reward for eating the 2 dry wings earlier. I love Mexico. It's one of my favorite booths at every festival, and these tostadas they do are so good, and this is no exception. First of all, you've got the nice creamy black bean puree on the bottom. Then you've got the pork, which is cooked very well, tons of good flavor, a little salty, but it's balanced nicely by this pepper sauce that's on top there. And then you've got a little bit of some queso fresco. If anything, I wish there was more of the pepper sauce. I could use more heat. There's a little bit of heat on the back end if you're super spice adverse, but overall it's just flavored really, really well. Mexico's a winner yet again, and we're gonna drink to that. Well, obviously we're sharing the margarita like we share everything, but I couldn't help myself. It's so pretty, and it is delicious. It is not sweet at all. You can absolutely taste the tequila and then a little burst of citrus. This is my kind of cocktail. Pretty simple, delicious. It's not shocking it's great because the Mexico beverage team is who does La Cava and La Choza and the Inside Restaurants and Frontier Cocina at Disney Springs, and they do an incredible job. While it is expensive, and I normally don't recommend doing the cocktails at the festival, they're usually not my jam, this is quite tasty. But as a general PSA and note, unless there's something you're really looking forward to trying at these festival booths, it is a better bang for your buck situation to get favorite drinks throughout the pavilions that are here all year long. You can get a full-size margarita for not much more than this, or a full-size glass of wine, etc. All right. We have stopped by the next Joffrey's. This is the one as you head into World Showcase, or the next Food and Wine Specialty Coffee, which is the Fudge Brownie Cold Brew. The base of this bad boy, my beloved Shaky Jamaican. It's got dark chocolate sauce and Irish cream syrup in it, topped with whipped cream and chocolate.
Huh.
You can taste that it's Shaky Jamaican, which makes my heart swell. Here's how I would describe this. I would not drink this when I wanted coffee. I would drink this when I wanted dessert, because it tastes like a coffee brownie, which is not what I would drink like to wake up. But if I was craving a sweet treat, it's less sweet than dessert, if that makes sense, because it's made out of my beloved Shaky Jamaican. You can taste that coming through with the toasted caramel and vanilla notes, and then you've got a little extra sweetness and richness from the chocolate and Irish cream, whipped cream on top. Honestly, this is an indulgent treat, and it's my favorite one so far.
Stopped by Hawaii and picked up my single favorite historical item from Food and Wine, the slow roasted pork slider with sweet and sour chutney featuring Dole pineapple and a spicy mayonnaise. All on a King's Hawaiian roll. Let's dig in. It's been too long. Oh. I get it. The bread might be a little soggy, but that's just because this pork has been slow roasting for so long. So moist. Oh. The pineapple adding a little bit of sweetness to this with a spicy mayo. giving a little bit of spiciness and creaminess. This is my favorite item, 100% on Best of the Fest. I just wish the bread wasn't as soggy, but that's fine. That's fine. I'm willing to forgive that.
We have stopped by our last booth here in World Showcase, Shimmering Sips, where you can get a variety of mimosas. We did not though, because they are not the right ratio of juice to champagne in my opinion. They are way too dark in color, which means there's not enough champagne for me personally, but that's okay, because we picked up our redemption prize from Emile's Fromage Montage. This is where you grab that. This year, it is a key lime cheesecake Dole Whip in a souvenir cup. So let's dig in. It's got little graham cracker crumble on top. She is tart, but you know what? I like it. I honestly didn't think I would. I was kind of bummed because in years past it's been just the cheesecake with cheesecake chunks on it, which I thought I would like more. But the tartness actually balances it. It makes it very light and refreshing, and then you've got some of that sweetness coming in from the cheesecake. Ooh, good. I think this is a really good prize. I mean, a big serving of Dole Whip in a cute souvenir cup. Who could be mad at that? I love being rewarded with food for eating food. Alan.
Yes.
What was your favorite item on Emile's Fromage Montage today?
Probably the griddled cheese from Greece.
Yeah, that's my favorite too.
That's yours too?
I mean, I love all cheese. I'm an equal opportunity cheese eater. But yeah, that griddled cheese is something else.
It's so good.
All right, well, we have just about finished all of our stops, but we are ending things, well, almost ending things with one last double booth boogie. No feet action in your double booth boogie? It's all hips. It's all hips and arms. And we stopped by both the Fry Basket and Flavors from Fire. Now, I should say about the Fry Basket, we did not pick up any food today because back when we thought we'd stay on budget, we didn't want to try repeat items, but we have had both the yucca fries, which are a delicious plant-based option, and the Fry Flight in years past, which is a super shareable and fun dish. So I can recommend both of those, but we decided this year to try a beer that caught our eye, the Three Daughters Brewing Mojito Blonde Ale. And then over at Flavors from Fire, we grabbed a new item for the festival, the Rodizio-style grilled beef skewer, which comes with marbled potatoes, charred shallots, roasted baby peppers, and a chimichurri sauce. And y'all, they are making this, they are grilling this right on stage. They handed it to me fresh, which I love. And then a tried and true favorite, this is the smoked corned beef. It's a top house-made chips with cheese curds, pickled onions, and a beer cheese fondue.
Let's dig in.
That looks nice.
Ooh. That chimichurri sauce on top. Oh, you can tell it's fresh grilled and tender. Has that smoky wood flavor.
That's the shallot.
Wow. Amazing. Ooh. Okay, outside of the meat, which is cooked brilliantly, moist, nice char on the outside, the chimichurri sauce shines through. Bright, acidic, a little bit of cilantro, some of that garlic coming through, big chunks of the salt on top, giving it some nice salty flavors going all the way through. And then the vegetables have been grilled or cooked nicely as well as an accompaniment. But it's all about the steak here, folks. We wash it down with a beer. Light Pilsner flavor, but they have a little bit of citrus coming through. That lime. This is very refreshing, incredibly drinkable.
It's very loud here at Test Track.
It's very refreshing and drinkable with a nice citrus flavor to break up a lot of that wheat flavor.
Sunglasses in the rain. She's the coolest.
That is nice. That is very, yeah, that tastes almost like as if you took a Corona and put a lime in it or something. That's nice. It'll go great with this delicious salty concoction.
Oh, wow.
That's a winner every year, and this year is no different. I mean, beer cheese fondue, it's called fondue for a reason. It's not fondant, you know what I mean? And it's delicious. The salty chips and the salty meat go really well with that richness from the cheese, and then you've got a little bit of the pickled onion on top to add some acidity and break up all that rich salty flavor. Like smokehouse meets nachos. Great shareable dish. Glad it's back this year. Making our way to our final stop, and I do have to point out there are 2 more food and wine booths that have yet to open. They're opening up on September 28th. Coastal Eats, a returning favorite, and this is very exciting, Gyozas of the Galaxy, a full gyoza booth dumplings on dumplings on dumplings. So you know we will be back to cover those in a secondary, a follow-up food and wine video. And also we're doing one of my favorite food and wine experiences that's been gone since COVID. And I'm so glad it's back. So stay tuned. And our final stop of the day at the Joffrey's near Guardians of the Galaxy. Final specialty coffee from Food and Wine. This is the churro latte. So it's espresso with milk, dulce de leche, and cinnamon syrups in it, topped with whipped cream and cinnamon. Ooh, that one's really good too. We started at a very, very sweet place, and while this is, again, sweetened coffee, obviously there's syrups in here. This one you can also taste the coffee, probably because it's made with espresso as opposed to the others were cold brew. I'm not tasting a ton of the dulce de leche. It more just tastes like coffee, milk, and then the cinnamon, which I quite enjoy. Again, for me, if I was gonna get any of these specialty beverages again, I would probably get either this one or the one with shaky Jamaica, but I personally would ask them to go lighter on the sauces, and I would not get whipped cream because I'm not a huge whipped cream girly. But I do love that Joffrey's does all these specialty beverages for the festivals, and I love that it's pumpkin season and we have a pumpkin martini as well. Eating and drinking has completed. And while we let our tummies digest and mull over our official best of the fest, we're headed into the creation shop to check out the festival merch. All right, as always, there are multiple different little collections within the main festival collection. So let's check out what we have. We have Food and Wine shirt, Food and Wine hat, Food and Wine corksicle, different Food and Wine corksicle, Food and Wine wine glass, where each of the countries is represented with one of their dishes. That's very cute. Food and Wine 4-piece wood tray. What's that for? No idea. Cutting board? No. Serving platter? I'm not sure. Food and Wine rain jacket pullover. Get the hood. The hood's got the dumplings and stuff. That's cute. Food and Wine wine tote. Food and Wine eating tray. Food and Wine wine stopper. Food and Wine coasters. All right, I'm gonna stop saying food and wine in front of everything because I think we all get the point. We also have an ornament, a Ratatouille salt or pepper shaker, or a tiny trash can for trash can table time, a tiny Mickey trash can for tiny trash can table time, Remy apron, Remy dish towel, Remy measuring spoons, ears, Donald Duck t-shirt, Loungefly, tank top, spirit jersey. Here's some more of the Remy collection, including mug, magnet, spatula, bowl, tank top, Lug Life water bag, t-shirt. Here's the back. Loving what I'm seeing here, which is a few Muppets Labs items. You've got a t-shirt, lunchbox, Lug Life crossbody, small human t-shirt, and travel mug. We're not done yet because I see Figment's got some items as well, including oven mitt, apron. Look at this. Oh my gosh, on the back it has little wings. I'm not even a Figment girly, but that's cute. Tank top, t-shirt, travel mug, coasters, serving tray, and chef hat. Okay, I don't know if this plush is Food and Wine specific, but I gotta point it out because it's Remy, Chef Remy, and then little Gusto over his shoulder. And of course, it wouldn't be a Disney event if there were not a variety of pins. We've got Figment pin, Mickey and Minnie pin, Muppet Labs pin, Donald and Daisy pin, Goofy pin, and Remy pin. And we weren't done with pins because there's also a mystery pin set, a pass holder food pin, a pass holder Remy pin, and this pin set. Lots of pins this year. Did you think we were done? Heck no, there's more. We have pass holder t-shirt, a pass holder tote. I think this is a cooler maybe? That's nice. Pass holder mug, and a pass holder Lug Life lunchbox. Okay, I think we're done now, but this might be the most merch I've ever seen for a single festival. You know, sometimes it really bothers me when I get made fun of for being a Disney adult, because it's like, hey, we're just having a good time. And then sometimes I'm extraordinarily excited about a trash can. Set of trash cans, actually, and I get it. Yeah, I get why we get made fun of. If it wasn't clear, I'm being sarcastic. That was hyperbole. You shouldn't make fun of anyone for liking anything that they like. And these trash cans are cute as heck, so, you know, there's that too.
Well, that brings us to the end of our day here at the Epcot International Food and Wine Festival.
As always, it was a great time eating and drinking around the park. There are some real bangers this year, as well as returning faves. But before we get to our best of the fest, Alan, we have to do worst of the fest. What is the one, maybe two items that you would not eat again?
The churro apple dessert
was bad.
That was early on in the day.
Yeah, I blocked it out, but you're right. That was not great.
Texturally, not my favorite.
No, way too sweet. Yeah, I will co-sign that. I would also say I didn't love that strawberry beer I got. Not just because it broke our budget, but it just, especially compared to drinks we had later, was not worth the price to me.
I agree. But with that, it is now time for our best of the fest. For me, my best of the fest are the braised short rib from Earth Eats, the lobster roll from America, the South African liqueur chocolate mousse from the Refreshment Outpost, the samosas from India, the Wagyu beef bowl from Japan, the pork sliders from Hawaii, and my favorite drink was actually a flight, the beer flight from Brew Wing.
All right, in the interest of choosing different things, because I would agree with a lot of your picks, those are tops of mine as well. Primarily I loved that beer flight, I will agree. That was definitely the best beer flight we had. And I also love the pork slider and the short ribs, all amazing. But for me, I'm gonna go with the pumpkin ravioli from Forest and Field, the cheese brioche bun from France, the griddled cheese from Greece, the tostada from Mexico, the corned beef chips from Flavors from Fire. My favorite dessert at the festival is that carrot cake from Mold and Milled, one of those two things. And my favorite drinks, tie for me. I love the frosé at the Alps, and also
of course it's a tie.
I'm sorry. And also, though, that margarita in Mexico was fantastic.
All in all, this year had some banger food items. I think a lot of the returning faves, always great, but it's nice to see new things emerge too.
Love how much on-stage stuff they do. They've got grills out at several booths. They're preparing that stuff fresh. Like, even though I had to wait for the pão de queijo, it was freshly baked right there, and you can't beat that.
You can't. And with that, there's really only one thing left to do.
That's right, every festival in recent history, they have done a special light show on Spaceship Earth. They do these throughout the year consistently, but then they add in a special song during the festivals. And at Food and Wine, it's Be Our Guest. So this isn't like a big show-stopping number that you need to camp out for, but it is a really nice to see thing, because Spaceship Earth lit up really as the prettiest girl in school.
Yeah, I'm so happy they've left this as an icon from the 50th. But we're gonna cut away to allow future Molly and Alan to see that.
Thank you for joining us on a trip around the world. Like I said, we will be back for a secondary Food and Wine video once those other booths open up, so look forward to that.
I can't even think about that right now.
Well, you're not hungry?
You know what? I am a little peckish.
Yeah.
But until next time, friends, please be sure to like this video, subscribe if you are new, follow us on all of our socials, and come join us on Discord. We would love to have you there. The links for all that are down below.
And until next time, friends, I'm Molly.
And I'm Alan.
And it has been delicious.
Has been. I'm so full.
Could go for a snack. Something with cheese, preferably.
What?
Maybe a coffee.
Coffee.
Almost forgot. We did break our budget.
The worst we've broken it in a festival video, I think.
Ever. Set new records out here. But we do also hope that you enjoyed seeing more food items that we got to show you this time.
When we post that poll on Instagram, a lot of you message us asking us to just not have a budget, to go balls to the wall, to eat every single item at the festivals. And that, I will let you know, is something we have considered, doing a video where we eat and drink literally every single thing. But we, right now with our production schedule, wouldn't be able to do that because that would obviously take us multiple days to film. However, if we didn't do as many videos one week, we could do something like that and do a big Food and Wine extravaganza or at another festival. So if you'd be interested in seeing something like that, let us know down in the comments.